Big one between USC and obviously Oregon, right? Two really good teams. You know what I'm saying? Oregon is highly favored, but if you USC, you kind of in search of that quality win, right? You could have had one against Notre Dame, fell short. We talked about it a little bit earlier for the Trojans. Can you stop the run right now? Now Oregon's a team. They can run that football, right? They can run that football with Whittington. He's having a solid year, 623 yards rushing. They can run that football. One thing Oregon gonna have multiple backs, right? So can the defense do enough in order to slow that down, right? That's going to be the interesting thing for me in this game. Dante Moore has been having a good year, underrated quarterback, I think, still as well. Hasn't been named really in that Heisman conversation as much as he was earlier in the year, but been solid all season long for Oregon, and they at home. So they got to come to Eugene. USC hasn't always been good on the road. Right now, if this game was obviously in LA, that might be a different ball game, different story. But for me, I feel like that might be too much for them. Road, significant game. I like Oregon, and I like the defense and what they've been able to do this year. But again, Oregon's going to have to make sure at number 7 they handle their business. And again, this is a proverbial knockout blow type of a game, right? 9-2 Oregon, 6-2 in the Big Ten. If they lose, USC they lose, they'd be 8-3, 6-2 in the Big Ten. That's probably the proverbial knockout blow for the Trojans, unfortunately. Just how the conference is going. So it's a massive game. This is a playoff game between two really good teams. This is a playoff game, right? The keys for USC, you've seen last week that your team can battle through adversity and come out on top, right? Their defense showing they can make stops, right? The concern defensively, though, is that you don't have enough, or you can't stop the run, right? That's the biggest concern. Stopping the run. Can you stop the run? Right? If you're USC and you're obviously the Trojans. That's the biggest question defensively for them, right? Because Oregon can do that for you. Can you create enough pressure with your defenders, right? Only 3.5 sacks for Shelby, who's your leading sack getter. You need pressure on Dante Moore. You have to make him feel uncomfortable. Those are the keys defensively for USC. Now, going to the offense, I liked what I saw last week because Mayava didn't have a great game. And you didn't need him to have a great game for you to win that contest on the road or win that contest against Iowa. Right, you got a King Miller who's been tearing it up this year, had one of his best games last week, right? We know how good your receiving core is with Kyle Lemon and Jacoby Lane, right? So it's going to be interesting to see, if they take away those two threats on the outside, can Miller get off again and have that kind of a game against that strong front 7 in the defensive front for the Oregon Ducks, right? That's going to be real interesting to kind of see if they're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But USC, I think the key is being well-balanced again. Let Mayava do his thing. But also leaning your ground and attack to keep Oregon honest. You're going to have to keep Oregon honest if you want a chance to win this game. You're just going to have to. For Oregon, obviously for the Ducks, the key here is, like I said, attack their porous defense. Attack the run defense that they have because they have not done well this year in slowing that down, right? They've struggled. We've seen Jeremiah Love go off for 228 yards against them boys and said, I think that was probably a career high for him, right? They've struggled against the run. So if you Oregon, you can play ball control. You got the defense in order to get after Mayava a little bit and make him struggle. So if you Oregon, lean on obviously your defense, run the ball, when the shots is there with Decory and Moore, hopefully he's back for this game, hit them shots deep down the field, lean on Dante Moore and company, and obviously your running game. And I feel like if you Oregon, you should come out on top. So for that reason, I like the quarterback. I think he's been playing better. I don't think USC has enough run defense to slow down Oregon. So for that reason, I'm going Oregon Ducks, man. I'm going to go 31-24 victory. I think it's still going to be a good game, but I think Oregon's going to put together more drives in order to kind of separate and obviously win this game. So I'm going with the Ducks. All right, let's keep it rolling.